Exactly how it is. The Tubby Dog is back in the Tubby's lair. What do you call your man cave there, Tubby?
The room that the wife lets me have.
All
I
right,
don't know.
fair enough. Fair enough. I see you're growing out the beard a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I just that's just pure laziness.
Oh, that's good. I respect that. As a man who's lazy himself, I respect that wholeheartedly. All right, Tubby, you had a chance to watch the rest of the NFL yesterday. How do you think the Browns compare to the rest of the league?
We got some work to do. It's I think a lot of it is special teams. We got to really work on that. Um, and just shoring up the defense. I mean, just actually making plays. I need them to. Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. And right now, we're bipolar, and we don't know what team we want to be. The Saints game was, we were finding a way to win. The other two games, we found ways to lose it. I mean, when we needed a play, nobody stepped up and made the play. And that's just how it is right now. And we're a young team, and we got a young coach, and you got to just expect that.
Tubby, watching the Steelers lose yesterday, did you take satisfaction in that?
Oh, fuck, yeah. I was doing a dance. I went outside. I was screaming and yelling, and I was like, "Finish your dinner, bitches!" Yeah, it was awesome. I love
What are
it.
you throwing? Eric's throwing a flag on me. What are you doing?
No, I'm just a bye week effort is just what we needed to jumpstart our show.
I think we needed that at like 7 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, you did. I mean, why not?
All right. Hey,
Oh, and then better news. We
All right,
all
better
love
news,
Cleveland
go.
Kate, right?
What about it? Cleveland Kate?
We all love Cleveland Kate,
Of course
right?
we do.
And she's the bomb at fantasy football, right?
Okay.
I'm in a league with her, and I beat her this week, and it came down to my Tony Romo versus her Jimmy Graham on the Saints. And the fat kid, the auto drafter, pulled one out. Yeah, so it's a good week for me.
Wait, you didn't pick your own team? I mean, like I got at our radio league, they decided to do the draft in the middle of Sports Sunday, so I couldn't do it because
Right.
we got knocked. Yahoo had all kinds of problems this year with their fantasy draft.
Right. No, I couldn't do it because I was online and I was gonna draft and everything was cool and groovy, and then I got my class schedule, and I had a late class that night, and by the time I got home, like I was driving as the draft was happening, so I had to auto draft, and then I had to like make some plays and pick some guys up on free agency and waiver wire and stuff, but I won, so I'm happy.
All right, Tubby, we haven't talked about this yet. I want you to assess the fans through the first two home games as we sit here at the bye. And what has the stadium been like for those first two home games?
I didn't go to the second one due to my kids being sick, but the first one, the home opener, it was loud, it was intense. I really think the improvements to the stadium helped that a lot, simply because in the four corners it used to be open and you could actually see the street level, but now those are closed off more, and I think it keeps the sound in the bowl more. But that place was definitely rocking. Like from my seats way up in the nosebleeds, I was actually being physically moved up and down because the stadium was rocking so hard.
Tub, well, I got you on the line, too. I want to talk to you about tailgating because you've been at the forefront of this thing. I don't think it
Right.
was that – excuse me. I don't think it was that big a deal for the second game, for the Ravens game. I think people expected it to be a huge deal, but I didn't hear any stories coming out after that. In fact,
No.
when I drove by the Burke lot, because I went in probably like 15 minutes before kickoff, I saw some trailers over there. I saw some things that I thought I wasn't going to see. Just tell me what you think about
Right.
that.
I believe our organization got a hold of the people who actually own the Burke, and they got it all cleared out that everything's fine. We can still bring our stuff. That it was a miscommunication between upper management and the actual guys on the ground, and everything's cool now. I mean, we just got to same rules apply. You just use a solo cup. We prefer orange because Browns, and then. Just don't leave your liquor laying out, and don't get stupid, and don't be ignorant. So, and no open flames, like no charcoal, but you can use a gas grill.
All right. Last question for you. The Do-Si-Dos, have they been sitting there more than a year behind you?
That's just an empty box. It's probably got like pens and crap in it, man. But I got a new shipment coming in this February. I'll hook you up.
Girl Scout cookies coming in?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right. Just want to make sure. Any other F-bombs you want to drop on us before we go? Any other thoughts?
No, I think that's about fucking it.
All right, good enough. Tubby,
All right.
thank you so much. Always appreciate having you on the show.
No problem. Have a good one, guys.
You're the man. Tubby's the man, isn't he? Eric, the referee, isn't he the
Give
man?
a few cheers for that.
Can you sit up a little bit so we can hear you? You got the bye week. I got the bye week lean too. I got them both. What do we got coming up for the rest of the show here as we hit the half-hour mark?
We got Kenny Rhoda is going to be joining us again. We got Craig Lindell from Waiting for Next Year.
Good.
He's going to be up next, and we got Michael Knoll from the Memphis Mid-South Browns backers. He'll be joining us about 15 minutes. And Garrett Downing and Matt Lodi. That's going to be the best part of my day is making fun of the.
Where is Lodi? Let's get Lodi on earlier. You know what I say? I'm going to make an executive decision here.
Are you?
Andre's not here. It's a bye week. I know we're all looking forward to Tennessee moving up. The show's going to end at 8 o'clock today. I'm just making that call. There are no rules on the show.
There are no rules.
And I'm making up a rule right now. We're going to end this thing at 8
But
o'clock.
I'm gonna squash it because there are no rules.
Yeah, well, my no rules are bigger than your no rules. Let's not forget about that.
That's fine. I'll see what I can do.
All right, well, so he's going to figure that thing out. Again, we want to thank you. Today's show brought to you by Spastic Dave, who decided that bye-week shows are the greatest idea ever. Let's see, it is 7:35. If you want to join in with us, 216-431-3820. 216-431-3820. Of course, you can Skype in like Tubby. And as you saw, the rules of the game, there are no rules, as Tubby does each and every week when he brings in. If you need to talk like that, knock yourself out. I'm not going to talk like that, but if you want to, we want you to get it off your chest because it's important that you feel that way and you have the opportunity to have a little bit of freedom of speech right here. If you're following along on Twitter, you can use the hashtag DAWGSOnTheRun, or if you want to tweet at me, Andy_Baskin is the way to do that. All right, let's go back to my good friend Kenny Rhoda, who is on Skype too. Hi, Kenny.
Good to be back.
All right, let's dig in a little bit more now towards the second half of the season. And, you know, if you are the Browns, and I know we talked about the schedule just a little bit in the first half hour, but if you're looking at this schedule, do you think the Browns are going to make a run and try to be a playoff team here towards the end of the season? Like, I have high hopes for this team. If they, again, going back on talking about what we talked about in the beginning of the show, that if they can learn how to stop the run, if special teams can just pick it up that much, I mean, that's how close they are to a win. To being 3-0. If special teams even picks it up, as bad as they've been against the run, they could be 3-0.
Andy, they're better than I thought they would be at this point, but the record doesn't indicate it. Now the next step is winning those games when they're in tight ball games against teams maybe they're not as good as or they weren't favored to win, and finding a way to win those games. And I think it's very important, too, to win your home games. That's the one thing. I think that's the starting point, is make sure you go minimum 6-2 at home, 7-1, 8-0. Look at Seattle last year, right? They win the Super Bowl. You're afraid to go into that place and play. They're a dominant team there. So we always talk about the Cavaliers, the Indians, and the Browns. Win within your division and win at home. Those are the two biggest things for the Browns. They need to make sure they take care of business on their home turf at First Energy Stadium, and minimum, you've got to be 3-3 within your division to give yourself a chance to win enough games to be in contention going into the last 2 weeks for a wild card spot or even a divisional spot. I don't think they can win the division this year with Cincinnati or Baltimore, but they're better than I expected. A lot of other teams out there are worse than I expected. So do the Browns have a shot at maybe sneaking in as a wild card or at least being in contention in the last couple of weeks? Yeah, I think they do.
Kenny, what's the gap between the Bengals and the rest of the North?
They are sound in all three phases of the football game. Offense, defense, special teams. The O-line, the D-line, they've got the playmaker in A.J. Green on the outside. Giovanni Bernard was a nice pickup, maybe like a Terrence West was. They got, I believe, Bernard last year out of North Carolina in the second round. Crowell was an undrafted guy, West in the third round for the Browns. So you've got to try and look at what they do and match position by position almost with what they do. Andy Dalton's been to the playoffs 3 years in a row, Andy, but he has not played well in the postseason. In fact, he's been awful in the postseason, but he has that experience. So you give him the edge over Brian Hoyer when Josh Gordon is healthy. A.J. Green is one of the top two receivers along with Megatron, CJ, in Detroit. But Josh Gordon's numbers last year were better than A.J. Green's. So you have a guy on the outside. Jordan Cameron can match up maybe if he's healthy with their tight ends, Tyler Eifert, who they picked up from Notre Dame. So when you look at it, I think you compare each unit for the Browns against Cincinnati's, and you say, you know what, the Browns' offensive line, as good as anybody's in the division. Defensive line, I thought it was as good as anybody's in the division. So far, they have not looked that way. The secondary, I would say they were as good as anybody's in the division, but they haven't played up to their capabilities with Hayden getting beat in 3 consecutive weeks. Granted, he's taken on the other team's best player, but he has not won those battles. So I think when you look at Cincinnati, they're the most complete team, and they've done it via some trades and through the draft, and they've stayed the course. They've been consistent with their coaching staff, and they're trying to keep everybody in place.
All right, Kenny, I want to leave you with this question, and
All right.
we'll come back to you in a couple minutes. I want you to look at the schedule and then tell me what the team's record's going to be when they get Josh Gordon back. Give me an answer.
So
when we
after
come back.
10 games, all right.
All right, so we'll talk about that when we come back. Thanks, Eric. Thanks, Kenny. We'll talk to you in a couple minutes. I do want to go to Eric, the referee. Eric, what's up next, my man?
We're going to go to Michael Knoll here. He is from the Mid-South Brownsbackers in Memphis, Tennessee. He's got to be licking his chops now, knowing that Tennessee has been pretty bad the last few games, and the Browns are heading to town. So give me a minute to get him up here,
Okay.
and we'll be good to go.
All right, we're going to give him 60 seconds on the clock. Is that what we're doing?
Yep. I got to get his video, though.
All right, here comes Michael Knoll. He's one of our Browns backers. And we always encourage our Browns backers that are watching all across the country to give you the opportunity to want to be a part of this show. We are definitely looking forward to it. 216-431-3820. But we like when you Skype in at Dogs on the Run, and that's DAWGS on the Run. You can use the hashtag Dogs on the Run on Twitter as well. But then again, we love when you call in or you Skype in, because I think Skype's our favorite part of this. And we talk about that all the time, that it's always interesting when you get a guy like, Tubby Dog, to call in, and then you actually can see him, whether it's the beauty of this compared to other platforms. All right, so let's go to Skype 2, and we're going to check in with Mike Knoll. Michael Knoll is the president of the Mid-South Browns Backers Club, and he is all set. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing, AB5?
Good. All right, so let's first of all, let me just talk about the jubilation you should have about the Browns going into this game against Tennessee. Tell me how you feel about the Browns right now.
They're looking pretty good, and I'm excited. You know, Brian Hoyer's got a pass rating of 97.5. It's better than what he had last year with the 2 games he started. I'm not counting the Buffalo game because he, I think, played, 2 series?
Yep.
So, as long as Brian Hoyer can stay consistent and not turn the ball over, it should be an interesting season. As long, knock on wood, he doesn't get hurt.
All right, so here's the deal. What we do now is when we have our Browns backers on, you get 60 seconds just to go off on anything you want to. So you get this, you'll get the clock, and you get the rant for 60 seconds. Eric, how's the clock looking this morning?
Ready to go.
The clock is ready to go. All right, so let's show you the clock. There it is. That is our high-powered clock. But you got to start it back over because we'll give them 0 to start, or a minute to start, right?
I can't stop it, though. So once I
You can't stop. This is how classy we are on this show. We can't stop it. All right, are you ready, Michael?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here we go. Go, 60 seconds, go.
All right. The thing that bugs me the most right now about Browns fans is the fact that, and don't be like the NBA fans, just be a Browns fan. Stop with the whole Hoyer-Manziel argument. It makes me want to rip my hair out. Chuck Booms is in the spotlight in the public eye in Cleveland, and I like the guy on the radio, but if I got to hear that Manziel needs to start over Brian Hoyer, I swear to God I'm going to rip my hair out. I'm probably going to look like, Jeff Phelps. Second, the defense has got to be able to stop the run. You're 30th in the league right now on stopping the running game. You let a 4th-string running back with the Ravens run against you. It is ridiculous. Get in the gaps, have great gap discipline, and you will be able to stop the run. And special teams, please get a long snapper.
All right, you're done. Nice job. Hey, way to go, Michael. Good job. You utilized everything on the clock there. You hit on a number of topics. All right, so tell me a little bit more about the Mid-South Browns Backers Club in Memphis, Tennessee. Where do you guys meet? Are you doing anything special for the Titans gamer?
We meet at Dan McGinnis Irish Pub. It is on Spotswood, right beside our local Target there on off of Poplar Avenue. And this year we have 6 members going up to the game to hang out with the Middle Tennessee Browns backers. And I believe the last time we played Tennessee, they had 450 fans show up to tailgate. So
Nice.
it was a pretty good year.
All right, are you originally from Cleveland, or are you a transplant down there, or are you always from Tennessee?
No, I'm not from Cleveland. I'm from Mansfield.
Okay.
I've been down here since 1999.
Very nice. All right, Michael, again, if anybody wants to join the Mid-South Browns backers in Memphis, what do they need to do?
Just log into, I use the Browns mobile app, log into there, and you can go through that to get to the web portal, look us up, and add us as your club, and I will get you in.
Oh, all right, outstanding. Michael, thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Great job today.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'm sure I'll be talking to you soon. Call the radio show, too, because you're clearly.
Oh, you already know I will.
I know you will. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.